Today our guest is renowned harmonium player of India, Mr. Chinmay Kollatkar, who himself is an engineer and he's a professional harmonium player and a musician. He runs his own music school in Goa and he has accompanied renowned musicians in the industry. Today he's going to guide you how you can combine your engineering knowledge and your passion together and how you after graduation you can take up your passion as your profession. So we welcome Mr. Chinmay Kollatkar today on the show in Career Search. Today we have with us Mr. Chinmay Kollatkar, who is a renowned harmonium player in Indian classical music. I welcome you, Chinmay, on this show.
Namaste.
He is an engineer by profession. He has done his BE electronics, and he has learned art of music under the harmonium mastery of Dr. Arvind Thatte, who himself is a doctor in mathematics. About 14 years of rigorous talim under his guru made him an artist with excellence. As a professional harmonium player, he has accompanied many leading artists of India, such as Gana Saraswati Kishori Amonkar, Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra, Pandit Ulhas Kashadikar, Ustad Zakir Hussain, Pandit Birju Maharaj, etc. As a composer, he has composed a lot of songs and has directed many classical ballads. As a sound engineer, he works with the Studio Magic Note Pune and Studio Dream Munich, Goa. He has traveled all around the globe for his performances. As a guru now, Chinmay has established Saptasur Music Academy in Goa, where he and his wife Sadhana, who is a vocalist, teaches students. He has taken many workshops to guide artists about sound system that he used on stage. Though he has mastered harmonium, studio recording, classical singing, music, arranging, and composing, voice culture, he thinks of himself a lifetime student of the art. So I welcome you again, Chinmay, on this
Thank
show,
you.
this career
Thank you,
search.
Dinesh Dada.
And definitely uh, your guidance will be helpful for a lot of students who are actually planning to take up music as a career. As we see around, there are a lot of people, those who have done engineering, even from IIT, are taking up various forms of arts, and they make this as a career. Now, whenever we see such artists, the first thing which comes in our mind, what prompted you to become an artist? So, will you please like to say?
Yes. First thing and very basic thing which I would like to quote is that an artist is always a born one. हम लोग जब भी देखते हैं कि ये आर्टिस्ट ने ये किया है, ये आर्टिस्ट एकेडमिकली इंजीनियर है, ये आर्टिस्ट आईआईटीएन है, या फिर बहुत से लोग डॉक्टर्स होते हैं, लेकिन वो अपने बचपन से ही आर्टिस्ट ही होते हैं. इसलिए वो एक प्रोफेशनल डिग्री कंप्लीट करना ये उनके लिए एक स्टेप है, और आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग दैट दे जस्ट जंप इनटू देयर आर्ट प्रोफेशन. सो सिंपल आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन इज दैट वो अपने जन्म से आर्टिस्ट ही होते हैं, हालांकि उनको एक डिग्री कंप्लीट करनी पड़ती है.
I have come across many students, those who feel that they want to take up some other profession, that is, some profession which is related to art. But by compulsion, by peer pressure, or by society pressure, they have been forced to take up engineering. So, what do you suggest? Like, do you suggest still now? See, when probably we were studying that time, the conditions were different, and what the conditions today are different. Now, today there are enormous opportunities in every field, right? From music to theater to stand-up comedians, say for example, there are enormous opportunities. So, do you think that still students need to back up themselves with some professional degrees such as engineering and medicine?
Uh, Actually, yes. This is because whatever I have observed by observing myself, any degree you take, it is very important, whatever your profession in the future may be. This is because uh, an artist, if he does any technical degree like engineering or like any a simple diploma in electronics or computers, development of logic, thinking logically, is very much important in any profession, and it is very important in the music field too. The project work, which is inside engineering or medical fields, it helps a lot while designing your profession. So I actually think that degree in any field, and I strongly suggest a degree in any technical field would rather help a lot if you want to uh, become an artist or you want to take art as your profession. So it is very much important to be a graduate in any technical format of education.
चिन्मय, दिस इज कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, बिकॉज जब स्टूडेंट आते हैं इंजीनियरिंग करने के लिए और उनको करना रहता है, कोई आर्ट में कोई करियर करने का रहता है, तो देयर जनरल परसेप्शन इज लाइक व्हाई एम आई डूइंग दिस, यू नो, एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू सी few of the students even they drop out. But if you have given some different perspective that according to you, if you take up some technical course, then that definitely helps you in taking up art as a profession. Am I right? So tell me, Chinmay, what is it like to be an artist, and what is it like to be an engineer? I'm talking about as a profession and as a day-to-day work. And how do you draw parallels between engineering and being an engineer and being an artist?
मेरे गुरुजी हमेशा कहा करते हैं, माय गुरुजी इज he is a doctor of mathematics, operator theory. His subject was MPhil and PhD in mathematics. He has written a book called Sangeet Vimarsha about music. The very first statement in his book is, as I remember, it is creativity, logic, and problem solving capacity are major aspects of intelligence. अब ये इंटेलिजेंस जो है वो इंजीनियरिंग में भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, म्यूजिक में भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, और उसमें क्रिएटिविटी चाहिए, उसमें लॉजिक चाहिए, और उसमें प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग कैपेसिटी चाहिए. अभी ये जो क्रिएटिविटी है वो इंजीनियरिंग फील्ड में आप लोग जब सिखाते हो तो ये क्रिएटिविटी सिखाना या फिर स्टूडेंट के क्रिएटिविटी को उजागर करना, ये एक्चुअली आपका मेजर पार्ट ऑफ टीचिंग है क्या? ये फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि आर्ट में लॉजिक, देन क्रिएटिविटी और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग कैपेसिटी, दीज एस्पेक्ट्स आर वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. इसके बिना आर्टिस्ट हो नहीं सकता.
क्या बात.
आर्टिस्ट का मतलब है क्रिएटिविटी, आर्टिस्ट का मतलब है लॉजिक. Because as far as Indian classical music is concerned, when you express a raga, first you set a boundary, and inside that boundary you have to form the picture of raga. So our shastra says, अगर ये राग है तो कौन सा चीज नहीं करना है, ये हमको पहले सिखाया जाता है. इसका मतलब you have to set a boundary first, and remaining inside that boundary you have to create the picture of raga. So ये जो लॉजिक है, यहाँ पे जो लॉजिक है, फ्रेजिंग का जो लॉजिक है, ये खाली मैथमेटिक्स ही है, लेकिन वो मैथमेटिक्स की तरह हम लोग सीखते नहीं हैं, वो आर्ट फॉर्म के हिसाब से हमने सीखा है हमारे गुरुजी से. लेकिन ये सब सीखते वक्त, as I was good in mathematics, my father is by profession a professor of mathematics, and I have done electronics engineering. So ये जो aspects है वो quite important है as far as music, as far as learning music is concerned. Learning music is not that you have to sit for 8 to 10 hours a day. You have to do riyaz only, or blindly you have to follow what your guru says. It is not like that. You have to be very careful while receiving his music. You have to be very intelligent uh, uh, to receive whatever concepts he tries to teach you. So intelligence is most important aspect while learning an art. So इंजीनियरिंग है या फिर मेडिकल फील्ड है या फिर कोई भी है, लेकिन अगर टेक्निकल फील्ड हो तो आर्ट में बहुत ज्यादा आपको मदद मिलती है. आपने आपने सुना होगा ये बाक है या फिर वेस्टर्न कंपोजर्स हैं, दे आर basically mathematicians. Bach was a mathematician who wrote his compositions, and over the years, 80 to 100 years of time, his compositions are played as it is in the Western classical music. So ये जो क्रिएटिविटी है ये आपको इंजीनियरिंग फील्ड के जॉब से हटाकर म्यूजिक में ला सकती है. अगर ये क्रिएटिविटी इंजीनियरिंग करने के बाद अगर कोई कंपनी आपके क्रिएटिविटी को चैलेंज करती है, ऐसा काम आपको प्रोवाइड करेगी, तो it will be an interesting thing. But for me, the creativity in music was a major part of attraction while taking music as a profession.
That's so nice, Chinmay. That's so nice. And that reminds me, even the Steve Jobs, when he used to address his employees, he never called them engineers, but he used to call them artists. And it is because of that, I suppose, that if for any engineer, it is very important to be an artist first and then engineer. And as you said, like you set up a boundary first, and that reminds me again. I want to compare it with the project management. Whenever engineer executes any project, he sets up boundaries in the form of specifications. So once you come up with a technical specification, your whole project is governed by those technical specification. And I think you wanted to say the same thing. Like even any raga is actually governed by certain set of rules, and within which you have to create your creation. Right? That's so nice. That's so nice. Now, with these parallels drawn, how aspiring artists should plan their formal education and career? आपने ये तो कह दिया कि एक इंजीनियरिंग या फिर कोई टेक्निकल डिग्री अगर अगर आपके पास हो तो आप ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से कोई भी आर्ट फॉर्म जॉब सिलेक्ट कर लेते हो, वो ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से उभर के आ सकता है और आज ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से आप उसको एनालाइज कर पाओगे और परफॉर्म कर पाओगे. ये तो आपने अपने अपने इंटरव्यू में बताया, इससे पहले बताया. तो हाउ एग्जैक्टली द फॉर्मल एजुकेशन कैसे प्लान करना चाहिए? क्योंकि जैसे अभी तक होते ऐसे आया है कि यूएस में या अब्रॉड there are majors and minors. Like you can take up major as electronics engineering, for example, and minor could be even the music or any other art from which you would like to take it up. Now it has been started in India. Now the new education policy has come up, and a lot of emphasis has been given on these subjects, allied subjects. You can take up a credit from any non-engineering subject, and you can make it a take up that can be included into your credits. So that those things are coming up, but still it's going to take few years. So as an artist and an engineer, how what would you suggest to aspiring artists, those who are actually pursuing formal education at present?
Okay, doing your formal education and at the same time receiving vidya from your guru is actually a difficult job. The reason behind that is, while taking vidya from your guru, it demands certain things. But uh, the system, which is like in Europe, that you take any major subject and you take a subject of your interest as credits. As far as Indian classical music is concerned, थोड़े साल तो अपने गुरु के साथ अपने गुरु के साथ गुरु शिष्य परंपरा या फिर गुरुकुल मेथड से सीखना, ये बहुत अपने आप में महत्वपूर्ण बात है। हमारे यहाँ म्यूजिक के एकेडमीज हैं, लेकिन ऐसा फॉर्मल स्ट्रक्चर्ड सिलेबस, यू से स्ट्रक्चर्ड सिलेबस हमारे यहाँ लैकिंग है म्यूजिक यूनिवर्सिटीज में। Many universities have the music departments, as Mumbai SNDT has its but structured syllabus of music and related subjects. See, to become an artist, only perceiving or only learning your art form is not sufficient to become a professional artist. Many other aspects are there which must be taught as if you are learning in a university, and you are learning various related subjects with along with music form, that is harmonium or singing or sitar or flute, as your major. So actually we need such a university where you will take harmonium as your major, and maybe stage designing, maybe lights, maybe sound, maybe sound system, maybe recording uh, recording inside a studio, maybe advertising, some allied subject, some as as credits. Now I will come to your question, that while studying engineering, how to manage the music learning. So it is quite tedious job to manage your technical studies and music. I will suggest you complete your uh, educational degree, and then you have to spend 2 or 3 years with rigorous training under your guru. That would be the best design, because the syllabus or the academic structure like engineering and medical field or any technical field won't permit you to take some time apart and do your riyas or get talim from your gurus. So it is I know it is very tricky to handle these two subjects at a time, but you have to be intelligent enough to handle it. And as I have suggested, you just complete your degree while uh, while giving some attention towards your art, and after that you can spend 2, 3, or 4 years under your guru.
Actually we are making a very important point over here, because आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंजीनियरिंग जिसको आता है, इंजीनियरिंग में एक्सपर्टीज है, वैसे लोग बहुत मिलेंगे। लेकिन इंजीनियरिंग और कोई भी आर्ट फॉर्म, ये दोनों में जिसने एक एक्सपर्टाइज हासिल की है, ऐसे लोग कम मिलेंगे। और आजकल का जमाना जो है वो इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी चीजों का है। कोई आप ये कह नहीं सकते कि आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही चीज में आप एक्सपर्ट हो और आपने बहुत अच्छा किया, बहुत अच्छा सर्वाइव किया, ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है आज के दौर में। आपको अगर आप सिर्फ एक ही चीज में एक्सपर्ट हो तो आपको 10 और लोगों की मदद लगेगी, और वो 10 और लोग अगर उनका जो एक्सपर्टाइज है वो आप में भी है, अगर आप एक ही व्यक्ति में इतने सारे एक्सपर्टाइज अगर होते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आपको ये आगे का रास्ता जो है वो बहुत ही आसान हो जाएगा हमारे।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
Now, but do you think like a typical job where you require certain qualification, do you think you require certain qualifications on paper to get the work, especially in the music industry?
Yes, answer to your question is it is important what exactly the field you wish to work in. If you wish to work as a lecturer or as a guru, or if you wish to teach your students as a full-time profession, then any on paper degree will certainly help you, because through that degree you will get a job uh, in a university or in a music academy. But as far as stage performance is concerned, it is not at all required. That is my answer. Because on paper, I haven't come across any simple exam like Gandharva Vidyalay's Praveshika Pratham 2. So I am disciple of Dr. Arvind Thatte. Is my qualification in this field, because uh, we are only 3 students whom Arvind Thatte taught music. सो अरविंद थत्ते जी का शिष्य है, ये यही अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा क्वालिफिकेशन है, बिकॉज उनका शिष्य होना यही अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है, ऐसा म्यूजिक फील्ड में माना जाता है. सो एज फार एज स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस इज कंसर्न, नो एनी पेपर, नो एनी ऑन पेपर क्वालिफिकेशन is going to help you on the stage. On the stage, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी वहीं पे हो जाता है. आपको फर्स्ट क्लास है ऑन पेपर, या आपको सेकंड क्लास है, या फिर ऑन पेपर आपने डिस्टिंक्शन पाया है, ये चीजें वहां पे मायने ही नहीं रखती है. और how you deliver your music, how good are you at expressing the raga as far as Indian classical music is concerned, are the most important things, because it is straight away a dialogue between an artist and its audience. So you have to master that art to become an artist on the stage. But of course, any on paper degree will help you in if you wish to take up a job or so, or if you if you wish to take up a teaching job, if you wish to start your own academy, own classes, then any on paper degree will certainly help.
And what part of this profession do you find most challenging?
To deliver your art on the stage is most challenging task in life of any artist, because आप अपने लाइफ के स्पैन में पूरे वो राग की प्रार्थना कर रहे होते हैं कि आप आ जाओ और मुझे प्रसन्न हो. और ये स्टेज पे जब आप बैठते हो तो ये राग, वो राग का स्ट्रक्चर वहां पे सेट करना, ये बहुत 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 मुश्किल चीज है, क्योंकि आपको अपने माइंड से सब चीजें हटाकर वो राग को एस्टेब्लिश कैसे करें, यहाँ पे कंसंट्रेट करना होता है. क्योंकि आर्टिस्ट के लाइफ में ये चीजें भी हैं कि अपना कॉमर्स कैसे सेट करना है, अपना खर्चा कैसे चलाना है, अपना प्रोफेशन कमर्शियली सक्सेसफुल कैसे होना है, अपनी खुद की ब्रांडिंग कैसे करनी है, कहाँ तक अपनी ब्रांडिंग मतलब खुद को करनी है, अपने गुरु के पास से विद्या कैसे सीखनी है. ये सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन इन सबसे ज्यादा चैलेंजिंग ये है जब आप स्टेज पे बैठते हो. और इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि कोई ऑन पेपर डिग्री आपके मदद के लिए आती नहीं है. आपकी जो साधना है, आपका जो शरण भाव है, वही स्टेज पे काम आएगा.
And with this, the next question, obvious question would be, what is that part of your profession you find it most satisfying? Just now we discussed about the challenging part of it, but do let us know what is the most satisfying part of this profession.
This profession, most satisfying part is your passion and your profession goes hand in hand. ये सबसे बड़ा सेटिस्फेक्शन है. जैसे भी मेरे गुरुजी को पता चला कि मैं ये फुल टाइम करने का सोच रहा हूँ, उसी टाइम मेरे गुरुजी ने कहा था कि आपको अपने खर्चे कम करने हैं, आपको लो प्रोफाइल रहना है, आपको पैसा बहुत ज्यादा भी अगर मिले तब भी आपका सेविंग बहुत अच्छी तरीके से होना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके खर्चे बहुत है। तो फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आपको कोई सैलरी नहीं दे रहा है, ये नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए ये आप ही को डिजाइन करना है। ऐसा कोई भी और भी टीचर नहीं था कि जो ये सिखाए कि आर्टिस्ट ने फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग कैसे करना है। ये एक्चुअली होना चाहिए। मतलब मेरे मन में जो एक यूनिवर्सिटी का स्ट्रक्चर है, उसमें एक गुरु ऐसा भी होना चाहिए कि जो आर्टिस्ट को ये सिखाए कि आपका फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग कैसे होना चाहिए, आपको अपना पेमेंट कोट कैसे करना चाहिए। ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात है। लेकिन मोस्ट सेटिस्फाइंग यही है कि जो आपका पैशन था वही आपका प्रोफेशन है। इससे ज्यादा सेटिस्फाइंग और कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता।
Absolutely, you made a point there. Because जब हम engineering में सिखाते हैं तो we make it a point like to teach students financial management. This is very very important. And till now you would not find this as a part of engineering curriculum as such. But through extramural lectures or through extra courses, we do make a point that students learn financial management. This is very important for any career. You may be very, very good, excellent in your career, in your chosen profession. But along with that, these aspects, if you don't care, then you land up in trouble. Am I right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
point.
Absolutely.
Chinmay, we would like to know exactly your childhood days and the journey from childhood to the music profession. Could you just please throw some light on it?
Yes, I spent my childhood in a village named Azra. My father, by profession, he was a professor of mathematics. Uh, my grandparents, they run a mess. उनका एक भोजनालय था कोल्हापुर में। लेकिन उनको संगीत का बड़ा शौक था। First thing my grandparent did was they bought a harmonium for their children and they asked them, use this, you just play. As the time passed, then they bought all the music instruments. There were parampara of Haripat or Jnaneshwari Saptaha. So various type of bhajans, Warkari bhajans, was used to happen in our home on weekly or on monthly basis. So by observing the Warkaris, how they sing, how they play tabla, my parents, my father and my uncle learned harmonium and they learned the basic singing. When I was born, he bought a harmonium in Azra. And when I was 5 to 6 years old, he started teaching me music. So likewise, my journey started. I never know what a raga is. I never knew what a tal is. But I used to sit amongst Warkari people while they in the Vithoba temple, while they used to sing in front of God. And at the time of Aarti, everybody stood up. So my father used to accompany on harmonium. So he used to stand up and he used to give me harmonium. ये आरती बजाओ आखिर का। तो ऐसे मेरा सीखना धीरे धीरे शुरू हुआ। Unfortunately, there was no any facility of training in classical music in my village. So when I was in 9th standard, in the vacation time, because we originate from Kolhapur, our original house was in Kolhapur, and my grandparents used to stay in Kolhapur. We were in Azra. So my father first took me to a tabla teacher. I asked him, why tabla teacher? My father says, if you want to play harmonium or if you want to sing, you must know tabla. this is most important thing, my father knowingly did, because he never got a professional training in music, but he had that sight that my son should learn this, my son should learn this and this. So interestingly, first 5 to 6 years of Indian classical music training of mine was tabla. I learned tabla with my Guruji in Kolhapur, Shri Rajprasad Dharmadhikari. I used to learn from him when I was doing engineering in Varananagar. When I was in 12th, he suddenly came across my harmonium playing. From that day, he started teaching me harmonium because he was expert of harmonium as well as tabla. He was my first guru. Under his training, I actually earned a B high degree of All India Radio as a harmonium player. That time I was doing my engineering, and as I remember, during my engineering, almost every Wednesday I was absent in my college because uh, I used to go to Akashvani Sangli for accompanying some vocalists. So, in that way, I started learning harmonium. And after getting engineering degree, I was in front of my Guruji, Dr. Arvind Thatte. At that time, I was 22 years old. I got first composition after 2.5 years. For first 2.5 years, I was doing only niresa, nirega resa, nirega magaresa, nirega madanisa nidapa magaresa. He used to give me a line, and he would read a newspaper, or he would just go out to buy some vegetables. So that part of training was the most I enjoyed part was that. So then my journey as a student actually started. But as I say, मेरे फादर का जो ये था साइट था कि मेरे बच्चे ने ये सीखना चाहिए, ये सीखना चाहिए. After completing my 12th in science, we had a meeting. I had a meeting with my father. I was trying to convince him that mathematics is my favorite subject, and Baba, I will do some BSc or MSc in mathematics, and teaching is my hobby, so I would get success in teaching, and side by side I can do music as well. But he was adamant on his point that you must get a technical, a professional degree. At that time, somehow he got succeed in pursuing me to take a professional degree like electronics or computers. But fortunately, it helped me a lot to become an artist, or to take my profession further from my art to the sound engineering, to the music arrangement and all that. So uh, thank you, Baba, for suggesting me to complete a professional degree or a technical degree instead of doing BSc and MSc. So it was his advice that was very useful for me. And of course, it was his teaching, because if this is Sa, then this is Gamapada Nisa. This is the basic and most important training one must take to become an artist. And fortunately, I had got this training from my father himself, who has never taken a classical music training in his life. But that helped me a lot to take the tuition of Dr. Arvind Thatte, and also whatever I learned from Rajprasad Dharmadhikari ji, my harmonium's first guru and my tabla guru was was the most important thing that helped me to build my profession.
And how easy or the difficult was it for you to get a professional work in the beginning?
Professional work, yes. Interestingly, uh, I used to do my job in Xerox. I was in Modi Xerox when I went to Pune, because after completing my engineering, my father bought me a harmonium worth 3,000 rupees. It was a resale harmonium, and he gave me 5,000 rupees in my pocket, and he said, I have spoken to your cousin in Pune. She has a cot basis room in her building, so you take your luggage and you shift to Pune. If uh, uh, if the time permits, or if there is a chance to shift in Mumbai, then you take the decision on your own. But for your profession, Mumbai or Pune are the best cities. Just go there, just find a job, or do whatever you want. So worth 5,000 rupees in my pocket, and a harmonium and my luggage, I shifted from Kolhapur to uh, Kolhapur to Pune. There I used to live on a cot basis. The 500 rupees was the rent, and 800 rupees was expenditure of my meals. So I started living there, and actually that was the time when the things started, that many of my friends would come to me, and they asked me to leave the job. Ye kya kar raha hai, ye chhod de, music mein aa ja. Or interestingly, at that time, uh, uh, almost 2 or 3 seats of a nagma player, that is accompaniment to Kathak dance, was were vacant. The training in tabla helped me a lot to master the nagma accompaniment, because when you accompany Kathak dance, or when you accompany the tabla solo, you must know tabla first. You must know the lay, and you must be able to match whatever lay or whatever tempo that is going in the main artist's mind. So that training helped me a lot to become a successful nagma player. And that was the time when one or two of my friends, they made me leave my job, because I was getting some 3,000 rupees as a salary. Uh, uh, they actually they actually told me that it is their responsibility to get me amount more than 3,000 rupees every month. So they took the responsibility, and they left the responsibility on the second day when I took my profession. But one or two of my friends made me leave the job. तो ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है कि आप कौन से वक्त पे उस फील्ड में एंटर होते हो. हालांकि इन दिनों ऐसा नहीं है, आप कौन से भी वक्त एंटर हो जाओ, काम बहुत है, लेकिन उन दिनों में ऐसा नहीं था. You get a chance to perform with somebody, you must take care that the main performer should like your accompaniment. His link should not be disturbed in any way on the stage. Whatever his thought process is, you have to grasp the process on the stage while the music is going on, and you have to accompany like uh, uh, without disturbing his link, and your accompaniment should be helpful uh, to the main artist while expressing his thoughts of a raga. So ये भी बात है कि जब आपको ये चांस मिलता है, तो आपने वो चांस ऐसे लेना चाहिए, और यू स्टार्ट लर्निंग, actually you start learning the process of accompaniment. So आपको बहुत स्पीड से ये सब कुछ चीजें ग्रास्प करनी है, और आपको आपका accompaniment शुरू करना है. तो ऐसे ऐसे मैं वो म्यूजिक फील्ड में धीरे धीरे एब्सॉर्ब होने लगा.
What a journey, what a fantastic journey, Chinmay. Now, after listening to all this journey, I'm very eager to listen to your music. So it's a request to you that you play something so that we can enjoy.
Okay, okay. I will try to sing a Bhagavad for you. मजा सचंद्रमा सचैत्रया सचंद्रमा सचैत्रया एकांती मजा चंद्रमा.
Excellent, excellent, Chinmay. Very good. Now coming back, we just now saw how exactly your journey started very early in the beginning, and then to uh, working as a professional in the music industry. Now the things have changed a lot over the years, right? So many new technologies have come in. Now the most talk about technology today is artificial intelligence. Then taking into account this advanced technologies, do you think that this technology will dominate these all these technologies would dominate the field of music? And somewhere the music could be, like designed that could be done by the technologies or the robots rather than human beings. So do you think that way?
Just the creativity, just the logic, just the problem solving capacity are not enough for music production. It is actually carrying your emotions with your music and expressing your emotions to the audience too. There is a fine saying in Marathi, या हृदयीचे त्या हृदयी आपल्याला देता आलं पाहिजे. From heart of an artist to heart of an audience. That journey is music. So if technology gets succeed in manufacturing a heart or manufacturing a mind, man, then only it will for the technology to overcome the music that is produced by a human being.
Let me know how your typical day be like.
In old days, वो जमाने में जब मैं मेरे उम्र के 22 से 32 या 32 या 34 इयर्स तक ये हमारा लाइफ टिपिकल आर्टिस्ट जैसा ही रहता था कि हर रोज जब भी आपका ये हो मूड हो आप रियाज के लिए बैठो, अगर शाम को कहीं रिहर्सल के लिए जाना है तो जाओ, या फिर सुबह के टाइम में भी बहुत से आर्टिस्ट लोगों के साथ मतलब कथक के साथ हमारा रिहर्सल रहते थे. लेकिन आज के जमाने में ओवर द इयर्स यू हैव टू इंक्रीज योर एक्सपर्टीज। सो मैंने साउंड इंजीनियरिंग सीखा, मैंने स्टूडियो सीखा है, ये सीखा है, वो सीखा है, मैं अभी सिखाता भी, क्योंकि मेरा जो बिजिएस्ट शेड्यूल था व्हाइल आई वाज इन पुणे, वो अभी मैंने छोड़ दिया है। अभी मैं वहां से हटकर वी आर सेटल्ड इन गोवा नाउ। सो और एक चीज मैंने अभी एज मेरे प्रोफेशन में ऐड की है, वो है कि स्टूडेंट्स को सिखाना। और ये जो सिखाना है, ये सिखाना मतलब परमानेंट और कंटिन्यूअस बेसिस पे करना पड़ता है। आर्टिस्ट का जो टिपिकल शेड्यूल रहता है कि हर शुक्रवार शनिवार रविवार every Friday to Sunday he's out of station, he's performing everywhere. So if your schedule is like that, you can never take the teaching as a main profession. So सिखाते वक्त आपको रेगुलर रहना, रेगुलरिटी आपकी तरफ से होना, ये भी बहुत आवश्यक है। और ये कोरोना की वजह से हमारे सभी क्लासेस ऑनलाइन चले गए। अब अभी भी वो ऑनलाइन ही हैं। बच्चे हमसे सीखते हैं दोपहर में 3 से लेके रात को 9 बजे तक हम लोग सिखाते हैं। हम लोग सिंस इट इज एज पर शेड्यूल सेट ऑफ आवर एकेडमी, हमसे अभी 50 से 60 लोग बच्चे, छोटे बच्चे सीख रहे हैं। इन कमिंग 2 or 3 years, almost 10 to 12 of our students may come to basic solo performance level. So we are actually eagerly waiting for their performances now. So nowadays सुबह में स्टूडियो का काम रहता है, कुछ अरेंजिंग रहता है, और दोपहर तो ऐसे ही जाती है, क्योंकि हम लोग 3 बजे सिखाने जो बैठते हैं स्क्रीन पे, तो वो रात को 8-9 बजे तक चलता है। लेकिन ये प्रोफेशन मतलब स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस का प्रोफेशन ये करना, ब्रेक करना और गोवा आना और उसके बाद ये टीचिंग लाइन शुरू करना, इसमें भी मेरे 1-2 साल ऐसे ही गुजर गए। लेकिन we both, me and my wife, were firm on our decision, क्योंकि मेरी बच्ची भी अभी बड़ी हो रही है, तो she is in 10th now. So we thought of that I should be with her at least up to 12th standard of her education. That was never happening when I was in accompaniment or my concerts profession. So it was the necessity of time that my wife also felt that you should be with her in her 8th to 11th or 12th standard, because after 12 you never know that she will live with you, because she can go anywhere for her next education. But my wife certainly felt important that कि आपने भी अपने बेटी के साथ रहना चाहिए। तो मैंने सोचा कि ये प्रोफेशन थोड़ा सा बाजू में रख के अगर हम अभी से टीचिंग प्रोफेशन में आ जाए, क्योंकि ये भी हमारे गुरुजी ने कहा है कि जो मैंने आपको सिखाया है वो आपको आगे ले जाना है। ये भी एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बहुत बड़ी हम लोगों के ऊपर रहती है कि जो विद्या आपके गुरु ने आपको दी होती है वो आपको नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को देनी है। तो ये भी बहुत आनंद का काम है। और कोरोना की वजह से अभी भी हमारे ऑफलाइन क्लासेस तो शुरू नहीं है, तो बहुत सारे लोगों की तरह हम भी स्क्रीन पे बैठे रहते हैं दोपहर 3 से रात 9 बजे तक, और सुबह उठ के और कोई रहता है, स्टूडियो का काम रहता है और अरेंजिंग का रहता है, कंपोजिंग का रहता है। तो इट इज ऑलमोस्ट अ फुल टाइम वर्क एंड एवरी डे इज अ बिजी डे।
फैंटास्टिक चुपना, फैंटास्टिक। मतलब ये जो करियर सोच चैनल जो मैंने शुरू किया था, तो उद्देश्य यही था कि सारी चीज़ें जिस करियर, जब हम करियर के बारे में बात करते हैं तो इट्स लाइक ओनली एज अ प्रोफेशन, हम वी टेक इट ओनली एज अ प्रोफेशन, एज अ सोर्स ऑफ अर्निंग मनी. But in fact, while talking to you, I realized there are so many facets to it. Like you explained your childhood days as a student, and then you become a professional, then you struggle after you completed your degree, then you struggle, and then you're constant how you were striving to learn from your guru. And then when you shifted from Kolhapur to Pune, and then you started your journey as a professional, and then as a teacher, just now you mentioned you started your own music school. So as a teacher, and during the conversation you mentioned about your daughter who's in 10th standard. So being a parent, as your duty being a parent, so all these things, in fact, they constitute what we call it as career. I did not find a typical word which would actually give that real meaning of the career. Career is a very typically used word, but there are multiple facets to it. And when I'm talking to you, when I'm interviewing you, I get to know that exact meaning. Like that is what the career is. It's not just that you devote your life towards some particular thing just to earn money and do big, but it includes all these aspects which you just now covered. Chinmay, for budding musicians, what opportunities do they have in India now?
Uh, uh, See, nowadays there are the music field is becoming very vast nowadays since the technological part arrived. So there are many aspects where a single person uh, make can do his profession. In our days, it was you take harmonium as a profession, you start accompanying to various artists. You take tabla, you start accompanying. You become a singer, you start taking concerts, and that was it. Or else you take an on-paper degree, as I said, and you start teaching somewhere, and that's it. But nowadays there are uh, many such fields related to music where one can build his career or one can do one's profession. They are sound designing, they are music composing, they are music arranging inside a studio, studio recording, studio management, lights management. Light is a very good profession nowadays. Sound system to the live stage, live sound system setting. It is very good. It is very good as a career. Then organizing the concerts to become an organizer. It is very important aspect, and it is very good thing to do career in. Then advertising field, because advertising field is actually nowadays demanding musicians for their placements, because advertising field interestingly, all the persons are non-musicians. All the men and women who are in advertising industry know any artist. But nowadays it is actually changing. It is very demanding, and it is very, I must say, very open for all the artists too. Then website designing is there. Then artist portfolio management is there. So while doing your major thing, हम लोग हमारे अकम्पनीमेंट के करियर में ऐसे बोलते हैं कि आपको अपनी डिपेंडेबिलिटी बढ़ानी है. मेजर आर्टिस्ट की आप पर जो भी डिपेंडेबिलिटी है वो आपको बढ़ानी है, क्योंकि ये अगर अकम्पनीमेंट के लिए आता है तो ये साउंड का भी देखेगा, क्योंकि इसने साउंड भी सीखा है. ये अगर मेरे साथ आता है तो इसको वॉइस कल्चर भी पता है, ये भी पता है, वो भी पता है, ये ऑर्गेनाइजर के साथ बहुत अच्छी तरीके से बात भी कर सकता है. तो ये जो स्किल्स हैं, ये अपने मेजर सब्जेक्ट के साथ आपको बढ़ाने ही हैं. और नाउअडेज ये बढ़ाने का मौका भी है. आप बहुत अच्छी तरीके से ये एस्पेक्ट सीख सकते हैं, और अपने करियर में ये सारी बातें ऐड होंगी तो आपके करियर को चार चांद लग सकते हैं.
Fantastic, fantastic. And now coming to an end, as I always ask my guests, what message would you like to pass it on to the young generations?
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप अगर कोई टेक्निकल मतलब डिग्री अचीव कर रहे हो तो उसको कभी भी छोड़ना नहीं। आपको ये कंप्लीट करनी ही है, क्योंकि आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड almost 4 to 5 such persons who were completing their technical degree, and they were saying that their guruji has told them to leave the degree, उसका कोई भी यूज नहीं है। सो मैंने खुद उनके घर जाके भी बोला है कि आपके गुरुजी ने भी अगर ये बोला है तब भी आप अपना डिग्री कंप्लीशन आधे में आपको नहीं छोड़ना है, क्योंकि आपकी कोई भी एजुकेशनल डिग्री, टेक्निकल डिग्री ये बहुत हेल्प करेगी। और सिर्फ ऑन पेपर आप ये हो जाओगे, बीई हो जाओगे या एमई हो जाओगे या एमएससी कंप्यूटर्स हो जाओगे, इतनी मतलब ये लेवल तक ये मायने इम्पोर्टेंट है नहीं, उससे भी ज्यादा ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो आज के जमाने में अगर आप कोई भी टेक्निकल डिग्री ले रहे हो तो उसको छोड़ना नहीं है, उसको हर हाल में कंप्लीट करना ही है। ये सबसे पहला मैसेज मैं आने वाली जनरेशन को देना चाहता हूँ। और दूसरा यह है कि आप में वो बहुत कैपेसिटी है कि आप एक ही समय पे 4 या 5 पत्थरों पे पैर रख के भी चल सकते हो। आप अपनी कैपेसिटी को जस्टिस दीजिएगा और अपनी कैपेसिटी बढ़ाइएगा। अपने एरियाज ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज आप कैसे इंक्रीज होंगे इस तरफ ध्यान दीजिएगा, क्योंकि आपका जो आईक्यू लेवल है, आपका जो ओवरऑल एक्सपोजर टू द वर्ल्ड है, ये हम लोगों से बहुत ही आगे का है और बहुत ही अच्छा है। और आपसे उम्मीदें भी ज्यादा हैं कि आप बहुत कम समय में भी बहुत सारे एरियाज आपके जो प्रोफेशन के लिए रिलेटेड एरियाज है उसमें आप एक्सपर्ट्स हो सकते हो। तो एकेडमिक्स कभी भी छोड़ना नहीं है, ये पहली बात है। और यू कैन ऑलवेज गो व्हाट योर पैशन सेज, व्हाट योर पैशन डिमांड्स, बिकॉज if your passion meets the profession, then it is the most exciting, most enjoyable thing it will be in your life। और जैसे दिनेश दादा ने अभी कहा है कि करियर मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि आप कौन से फील्ड में जाके जॉब कर रहे हो और आप कितना कमाते हो। एज अ गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग आप कैसे हो, हाउ यू बिल्ड योर कैरेक्टर, how good are you as a human being, how good are you towards your life partner, towards your family. It is most important, they are most important things, and taking those things into consideration you have to build your profession. That is the clear message, I think.
I'm very glad that you have selected Goa as your as a place where you have set up the schools. You being from the place from Kolhapur and Pune, you are taking that legacy now into Goa. I wish you all the best, all the success for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Dinesh Dada.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. Namaskar.
Namaskar.